Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. What a great event and a great lineup of speakers we had all day today, sharing their insights on what customer engagement or how selling looks like in the new digital world. So as you can see from my title of my presentation, what I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you a typical customer journey from the time the customer tweets about wanting a product. He's tweeting saying, hey, I'm in the market looking for this product, to the time the customer actually gets the product in their hands. What that journey looks like in today's digital world across every industry, whether it is manufacturing, whether it's consumer products, whether it is high-tech, professional services. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to share with you the various, for every industry, what that journey looks like and how you sell to these customers, service these customers, and market to these customers the total what we call customer engagement, how you engage with these customers in this new digital world. Do we have the clicker here? So let's take a step back. How many of you have one of these devices? How many of you have multiple of these devices? When I say multiple, your smart tablets, phones. How many of you have a smartphone? I have a smartwatch. So let me share with you a very cool example very recently. After I got my watch a few months back, I took it home, and my 9-year-old literally grabbed this watch from my hands and configured it with my phone in 10 minutes. Literally, in 10 minutes, after I got the watch, he was so excited to see the watch in my hand. And he said, Mommy, can I have it? I said, sure. He took the watch, he got the watch configured with my phone. No manuals, no training, no oversight, nothing. Literally in 10 minutes, he not only did that, what he also did, we have our app running on the watch. He tested the app on the watch, and he came and gave it back to me and said, Mommy, these two things don't work on it. I'm sure you all can relate to this. This is what we call digital natives, kids who are born with these devices. It's very natural for them to use these devices. They don't need any training. They don't need any manuals. They don't need any education because it's very natural for them to start using these devices the moment they get their hands on it. You know, the most surprising thing for me, and this is just around me in my family, is my mom. She's 65 years old, and she's a housewife in India. And she is on WhatsApp and Facebook all day long, right? Taking pictures and sharing those pictures with her friends and family around the world, keeping the family connected. And she is what we call a digital immigrant. She was not born with these devices. When she was born, these devices didn't exist, but she has figured out how to use these devices to her advantage to keep her family connected. So in today's day and age, doesn't matter whether you're a digital native, kids who are born with these devices, or digital immigrant, people like us who have learned to acquire a taste for these devices. If I misplace this device for 10 minutes, I really don't know what I need to do next. Everything is sitting on these devices. That's how fundamentally these devices are changing our day-to-day lives, and the same thing is happening with our customers also. So let me share with you a very simple example of two companies. If you have anyone here from T-Mobile or AT&T, I do apologize. This Twitter feed I picked up live from Twitter to share with you what it looks like. What does today's customer expect on a digital world? Here is a customer of AT&T. He tweets saying that he is frustrated with the overseas data charges of AT&T. Right after he tweets, T-Mobile jumps into this conversation. T-Mobile is listening, and they say, hey, Jay, why don't you switch? We have a better offer for you. And it's not like AT&T is not doing anything. Right after T-Mobile tweets, AT&T jumps into this conversation and says, no, don't switch, we'll give you a better offer. And look at this. The interesting thing was they're tugging online, back and forth. T-Mobile trying to switch the customer, AT&T trying to retain the... And this happened, not today, this happened 2 years back. And here is a killer move. And I always follow John Langley, who is the CEO of T-Mobile. John jumps into this conversation and challenges the CEO of AT&T to come in. I'm not saying all CEOs need to do it, but the fact of the matter is, Jay, who is a customer of AT&T, tweets about a service issue, and he expects the service provider to be listening to what he's saying and providing that service in a timely manner, not like 3 days later or 1 week later, at that minute. And sure enough, Jay is so floored by this move, and he says, okay, I'm switching. I'm going next day and I'm switching. So this is how fundamentally the world around us is changing. And every one of us, as we are engaging with our customers, we also have to think about how do we engage back with them in the channel that they are talking to us. So let me give you a very cool example. I will show you a demo. How many of you know Nespresso? I'm a great fan of Nespresso, and I will share with you a demo. I have to go there to share you the demo, the live demo. Nespresso started this journey 3 years back with us. And their number one requirement was their customers were engaging back with them across various channels, and they needed to be very real time in responding back to all their requests. So here, you just have to bear with me for a little bit because I want to show you this product. Okay. Here is a customer of Nespresso, Morgan Lee. Morgan tweets, we changed the name here from Nespresso to Gospresso. Morgan tweets saying, hey, Nespresso, I'm in the market looking for a new coffee machine. Right after she tweets, Nespresso responds back to her on her Twitter handle saying, Morgan, we just sent you a coupon for our new Rush machine we just released. And sure enough, when she goes to her email, she sees that coupon waiting for her for that $75 discount. What she does, she goes shopping. Before she enters the store, she checks in. She takes a look at the offer. Just like they said, there's an offer waiting for her. She sees the details of the offer. She picks up the Rush machine, adds it to cart, and checks out. What did she forget? Morgan just bought a beautiful coffee machine. She forgot something. What did she forget? Coffee pods. Nespresso has these beautiful coffee pods that has all these different flavors. So what she does, she goes back home, she logs into the Nespresso website, and she wants to place an order. And here, before she places an order, she calls a call center agent because she wants someone to help her place the right order. And I will also show you from the call center agent perspective what it looks like. So if I'm a call center agent, I see that I have 143 tickets in my queue, and I see that Morgan is calling me. And the moment I pick up the phone as a call center agent, I can get a full 360 view of Morgan as an individual. I can see the last purchase she made. I can tell her the nearest location she can go pick it up. The system also predicts cross-sell, upsell opportunities because it's profiling Morgan as an individual and recommending what other products she may be interested in, her entire interaction history. So right from here, the call center agent can actually co-browse with Morgan on her website and help her place the order. So in this simple journey of Morgan buying a coffee machine and the coffee pods, how many channels did she go through? How many channels did she go through? So Morgan was on Twitter. She tweeted, right? She was on email. Then she walked into the store. Then she was on the website. And she talked to a call center agent. She went through 5 channels in this simple journey of buying a coffee machine and some coffee pods. Does Morgan think of these as channels? No, right? She doesn't think of these. These are just natural part of doing a buying journey for Morgan. But for Nespresso to be able to service Morgan, before they start this journey, they had a separate system for managing all the Twitter messages, separate system for managing all the emails coming in, separate system for managing all the call center messages. So they never had a single view of Morgan as an individual, so they could service her end to end. We go back to the slides. So what we do, so all these channels, as you see, whether it is call center as a channel, Twitter as a channel, LinkedIn as a channel, Facebook as a channel, every interaction you have with your customer across every channel is captured in this one platform. So when you're selling to your customer, when you're marketing to your customer, when you're servicing your customer, or when they're on your website, you as a business have one view of the customer, and the customer has one view of you as a business. This is what we call customer engagement, is how you engage with your customer holistically across all these channels in every interaction you have with your customer, which is a lot bigger and a lot more than what CRM was traditionally, which was primarily around Salesforce automation or for contact center. And now, what customer engagement means for a telco, I showed you the example of T-Mobile and AT&T, right? Would be different than what it would mean for a consumer product company, which is what I showed you with Nespresso. Would be different than what a B2B company is. If some of you are in B2B selling, I will share with you some of the demos there too. So every industry has a different nuance on what customer engagement means, and that is what is bringing all of this solution together. So before I jump into the next set of demos, any questions so far? Does it trigger any thought? Ideas? Yes?
Is this a platform that SAP offers in conjunction with Salesforce, or is it standalone?
It's not with Salesforce. It's a platform that SAP offers to engage with customers across all of these channels. It's yeah, you're selling, you're servicing, you're marketing. I just wanted to share with you the complete change or evolution that's going on from the traditional CRM per se for the last 10, 15 years into what we call customer engagement, because your customers have changed. Your customers are engaging with you across all these channels, and it's super important that you're listening to them, because all these channels, look at the number of channels, it's relevant in today's day and age, right? You're listening to all your customers across these channels and engage back with them in that same channel. When they tweet, they expect you to tweet back. When they send you a LinkedIn message, they expect you to send you the message on LinkedIn, right? That relevance and contextual is super important. Okay. Now, let me also show you, I know many of you would think, okay, Nayaki, this was a great example for a consumer product company. What would it look like for a B2B selling? Let's switch back here. Now this is our security. So in a B2B sales scenario, so when I, as a sales rep or a sales manager, when I log in, okay, I not only see the dashboards that are relevant for me, for my job, for my persona. I'm not going to go through all of it, but let me share with you a simple B2B selling example. Here, I can see my entire pipe, what is forecasted. I can also do a quick view on the opportunity. I can see who my competitors are, who the decision makers are. And I get a full 360 view of my opportunity here, right? But look at this. The system detects that Paula Shaw is one of the decision makers. And when you click on Paula as an individual, what is important, because in a traditional CRM systems, you see typically a contact name, right? Email and a phone number. But here, you see Paula, who has a digital footprint. She has a digital footprint because she was either blogging or tweeting or Facebook or LinkedIn. The system picks up the entire digital footprint right here. You can see all the various topics of interest that Paula was interested in, the various deals she was part of, what are the chances of success of the deal, who are the people who are closest to Paula. Selling is all about knowing who is connected to whom, who influences whom, and who is closest to whom. So to get that influence score and her entire transaction history. So here, won't you like to have this? It actually takes Paula, who is a decision maker, and draws what we call a sphere of influence. It automatically derives who are the people who are closest to Paula, first-degree influencers, second-degree influencers, third-degree influencers, so you don't have to go look for Paula as an individual on various channels. And if you, as one of the sales reps or sales managers, think that this is crowdsourcing, think that one of these individuals was not closest to Paula, you can throw him off the circle. Right? Or if another person is closest, you can bring her into the circle. So every time you use it, it enhances the influence score and redraws the sphere of influence. So this is really helpful in a B2B selling scenario where you want to know who the right influencer is for a given person, so you can get to that individual pretty quick. Now, if you look at for a retail industry, how many of you are from a retail industry here? Anyone from retail? So high-end retail, especially Burberrys of the world, Signets of the world, high-end retail, they want to know when a customer is walking into their store. So if I'm in a retail industry and the customer walks into the store, I can see here Adira, who is one of the customers. She just walked into my store, and I get a full 360 view of her as an individual. I can see the products that she spends a lot of money here, by month. I can also see what are the recent purchases that she has made. I can also see, the system also predicts other products that she may be interested in, her wish list, her entire order history right there as a retail store associate when someone walks in. Sometimes I've heard people say, Nayaki, this is pretty creepy that when I walk into the store and they know everything about me. But trust me, once you have a digital footprint, people can pick it up. And right here, as a store associate, I can do a quick view on that product and place an order right there and give her the discount. So that was retail. I just shared with you services, which is B2B, retail. How many of you are here from manufacturing? Manufacturing industry? Okay, let me share with you very quickly in a manufacturing world how you service in real time. Here is a view of a service manager. If I'm a service manager, I can see all the tickets that are coming in. I can also flip it by the service category, by the product category, And as I drill down deep into it, I get a full 360 view. This is a washing machine scenario. Washing machine is leaking. The customer complains about it. I, as a service manager, can quickly look at it. And what I can do is I can assign a technician immediately right there and then to that ticket and also help change the priority of this to high. And save it. And if I'm one of the technicians that the ticket was assigned to, when I log in, I can see all the tickets that were assigned to me. And I can see it by month, by week, or by day. And as I log in, I can get the full directions of how I get there. And the system also.
The following details were captured related to the product and the issue reported. The washing machine is leaking from the bottom. The customer called in.
Can you hear that?
That installation was done by a certified technician.
Little bit.
The product is covered under warranty. The product was manufactured.
Okay. So what it's doing is, as you're driving, as the technician is going there, it gives a full 360 view of that ticket. So they have a full view on what they need to do when they get there. And they check in. And right there, you want the system to guide you to how to fix it. And also, while I'm there, I want to talk to an expert. I can talk to an expert.
Hello, how may I help you?
This is unified communications embedded into it, and finish my job. So in this simple scenario, I shared with you 3 different examples. 3 different examples of companies, whether it is manufacturing. In today's day and age, selling and servicing is blurring. As you're selling, you're servicing. As you're servicing, you're selling. There are those hard lines that used to exist before are going away. So it's becoming a lot more important that you get sales, service, and of course some of the marketing also in a single view. That way you get a full 360 view of the customer and are able to service your customer end to end. So let's fast forward. Year 2020, what does it look like? Year 2020 is, there'll be 50 billion connected devices. So it's not just these channels, not just these social channels that you have to listen to. Your devices would be sending you signals. When I say devices, if you're in manufacturing, whether it's compressors, washing machines, all these devices, especially in homes, you have all these smart homes coming up. Your TV, your refrigerators, everything would be sending messages, so you have to be able to listen to all these devices. So 50 billion devices that are connected will be generating over 50 trillion gigabytes of data. And you will not only have these smartphones and smart watches and smart iPads or smart tablets, you will actually have smart devices around you everywhere, in your home, in your offices, everywhere. So what is very important is, as you go through this whole evolution and journey, and I always say this, in late 1800s and early 1900s, the world experienced what we call an industrial revolution. We actually went through an industrial revolution. Today, as we stand today, we are experiencing what we call a digital revolution. So every company, does not matter which industry you are in, you have to figure out how you transform into this new world. Of course, this is SAP's blueprint of not just how you engage with your customers, your entire supply chain. Your core, your financials, your logistics, your delivery. How does your core transform to this new digital world? How you engage with your customers, how you're listening to your customers across all these channels and engaging back with them. How you engage with your employees, because your employees are also very digital. How you engage with them, how you retain the talent, how you acquire new talent, how you engage with your larger ecosystem, your partners, your contractors, your larger ecosystem, and last but not the least, how you engage with all these devices that are sending you all this information, this IoT, and the whole machine learning that's going to be very, very relevant in the coming years. So with that, let me run one video, and then we'll wrap it up very quickly. This shows you what the future looks like. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is happening as we speak. This is not something that's going to come in 2020. This new world of digital is here. We all, everyone in every industry has to figure out a way to transform to this new digital world. And companies who do that, and companies who are successfully working with their ecosystem to transform into this new digital world, will be the ones who will be winning in the long term. With that, thank you all. Thanks for everything. And if you have questions, I'll be happy to take that questions after this session. Thank you.